Men of Reddit, what made you lose interest in having sex with her? Story number one, the cold initiator. It always started the same way. He would make the move every time. This guy shared that his partner never once initiated intimacy. Not once. No spontaneous kisses, no sneaky glances, not even a subtle touch. It crushed him. It made me feel incredibly unwanted, he wrote, like she didn't desire me the way I desired her. He explained that he wasn't just looking for sex, he was looking for emotional connection, something deeper. I can't even get aroused if there's no connection or if we're not in a good place emotionally. Being wanted, that's the sexiest thing of all. Over time, the spark just flickered out. The rejection wasn't loud or dramatic. It was the slow drip of being emotionally invisible. And in the end, that silence was louder than any breakup speech. Story number two, the jealous game that backfired. This next one. He was just a regular guy, happily dating his girlfriend when he made a new friend, a teammate on his baseball team. No hidden motives, no flirting, just someone he practiced with. But his girlfriend didn't like it. Instead of expressing her insecurity or talking things out, she tried to make him jealous. She casually mentioned a guy from her swim class. Then she said this guy was probably into her. Our storyteller wasn't fazed. He trusted her. But she wasn't done. Right after they had sex, she dropped a bombshell. At least this time, I didn't think about swim class guy the whole time. His heart sank. He wasn't angry. He wasn't jealous. He was just done. I could feel every emotion just die in my body. That was it. The trust dissolved in a heartbeat. And while he loved her deeply, the betrayal cut too deep. That relationship ended then and there. Story number three, the guilt twister. In this story, we meet a man slowly drained by emotional manipulation. His girlfriend had a very particular bedroom routine. She'd take care of herself first, aggressively, and then insist he finish, even if he wasn't in the mood anymore. When he didn't move fast enough, she nagged him. When he still couldn't, she accused him of using her. But what stung the most was the realization. All of her accusations, they were projection. I was the one being used. Eventually, it clicked. It wasn't about sex. It was about control. She didn't want to connect. She wanted to validate herself by breaking him down. He walked away. And the kicker? She moved on to sugar relationships, openly transactional ones, without realizing that she'd already been doing that all along. Story number four, the mental minefield. Now, this one will hit home for anyone who's ever walked on eggshells in a relationship. He described her as beautiful, a deep soul, but her mental health struggles made life an unpredictable minefield. Sex became a lose-lose situation. If they did it, she'd accuse him of only wanting her for her body. If they didn't, it was, why don't you want me anymore? It got worse. He was constantly second-guessing himself. Was he in the bathroom too long? Did he put his phone down weird? Did he say something slightly off? Every move became a potential trigger. Being at my own house felt like a vacation. I could breathe again. But even then, the texts would flood in. Guilt, accusations, rage masked as concern. It wasn't love anymore. It was a performance under pressure. And eventually, the curtain dropped. Narrator reflection after story four. You know, it's easy to reduce attraction to something physical, but stories like these prove that desire is emotional. It's fragile. When you lose trust, safety, or emotional reciprocity, it doesn't matter how attractive someone is, your body and heart will eventually check out. There's a saying, love doesn't die in fire, it dies in silence. And sometimes it dies in manipulation, pressure, or just the quiet ache of feeling unseen. All right, let's continue. Story number five, the night that changed everything. He was at a party with his girlfriend. They were both tipsy, but she got wasted. When they got back home, she started begging him to have sex. He said no, repeatedly. You're too drunk. I'm not comfortable. But she kept pushing, and eventually he caved. He didn't feel good about it, but he was exhausted physically and emotionally and gave in. The next morning, she asked if they had sex. He told her the truth. Her reaction? She accused him of SA. Even though nothing came of the accusation legally, the emotional wreckage stuck with him for years. I never even hugged her again after that. I was done. This wasn't just a relationship ending, it was a trauma point, a moment that shattered his ability to trust for a long, long time. Story number six, the job offer ultimatum. This one feels like something out of a bad soap opera. He and his girlfriend had been dating for about 2 years when she got a new job offer in another state. It was a good opportunity, but it would mean a long-distance relationship. She gave him an ultimatum. Move with me or we're done, and no, I won't do long distance. He couldn't move. His job, his family, everything was rooted where he was. They agreed to break up. But then she tried to seduce him one last time, but he couldn't. The attraction was gone. All I could think was, you'd throw this away just because I wouldn't uproot my whole life. That's not love. He described it like trying to light a fire with wet wood. There was no spark, just a soggy mess of mixed emotions and cold realization. Story number 7, The Bedroom Critic. Here's a shorter one, but just as haunting. Every time they were intimate, she'd give him feedback. Not sexy feedback, cold, critical analysis. Why are you breathing like that? It took you too long this time. My ex was more aggressive. Maybe try that? It became a performance, a checklist. And eventually, he stopped trying altogether. I felt like I was being reviewed, not loved. 8, The Split Personality. Story 8, The Split Personality. By day, she was sweet, funny, warm. By night, particularly after a drink or two, she turned into someone unrecognizable. She'd pick fights for no reason, accuse him of cheating, say the most hurtful things, then claim she didn't remember any of it the next morning. One night, she called him disgusting in the middle of intimacy, then cried and said she loved him 5 minutes later. It felt like I was dating two people, and one of them hated me. He left without even saying goodbye, just packed his things and blocked her number. Story number 9, The Bedroom Felt Like a Chore. Sometimes it's not what happens in bed that kills desire, it's what doesn't. This man shared that his ex-wife slowly drained every ounce of intimacy from their relationship. He had to initiate 99% of the time, and even then, she barely participated. It got to the point where it felt like I was just taking it, not enjoying it, not connecting, just going through the motions. No matter what time of day, no matter the place, they always ended up in bed. Same position, same routine. Once, they even paused midway so she could walk across the house and then picked it up again with the same mechanical rhythm. He didn't want anything wild. He just wanted engagement, a little excitement. But when he tried to introduce anything new, she'd either cry or accuse him of comparing her to other women. He eventually realized what it had become: a sexless, emotionally starved marriage. And it stayed that way for 3 years until they divorced. Mini reflection. There's something deeply isolating about being physically close to someone who feels a million miles away. Sex isn't just about pleasure, it's about feeling wanted, seen, and alive. When that spark dies and one partner refuses to grow or meet halfway, resentment fills the space where desire used to live. Story number 10, The 100-Pound Distance. This next one is going to sound harsh, but sometimes the truth isn't pretty. He had been with his partner for a shot 18 years. They had kids, built a life together. But over the past 4 years, she'd put on over 100 pounds, stopped taking care of herself, and refused to even talk about it. She drank wine almost every night, snacked constantly, and avoided anything remotely physical. He says, it's not just the weight, it's the fact that she's completely given up. I've been told no so many times I've stopped trying. And yeah, I'm tired. Now, let's be real. Weight gain happens. Bodies change. Life is stressful, and we all go through phases. But what cut deep for him wasn't the physical transformation. It was her lack of effort or awareness. She wouldn't consider the possibility of depression. She wouldn't talk to a doctor. She didn't seem to care. And he did care. Deeply. But caring without being met halfway eventually becomes exhausting. Mini reflection. This isn't about being shallow. It's about partnership. When someone changes drastically, physically or emotionally, and refuses to acknowledge the shift, it puts the other person in a heartbreaking position. Love includes supporting each other, but it also requires both people to keep showing up. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more incredible Reddit tales. Share your thoughts or your own experiences in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring those amazing stories.